Okay, so the longing for connection and love. I have the dark blue for it today. Longing for connection and love, dark blue. And then, let me see. Holidays. Dark green. Family. Blue. The inner peace that we want. The inner peace, inner knowing, inner like trust and truth and knowing how to be. I will put it here. The longing, okay, longing, inner peace, holidays, family. I'm not going to put another one. So longing, you know, whatever you want to work on longing-wise, you know, like whatever your longing is, very often is unconscious, the longing. But you can look, you know, if you are longing for connection, longing for a lover, or anything, you know, you can work with that when you watch this constellation. So, you know, feel free to set your intention for whatever, you know, feels closest for you right now. So this constellation, my intention is to bring the longing to inner peace and inner knowing, inner strength of being who we are meant to be. Through this shift in consciousness that is collectively happening right now, and also help you navigate the holidays and family. You know, through watching this, okay? So I will start. So I will start on the longing. I actually want to move out here. And what I want to do is I want to it's like somehow like holding on to this pillow is like showing me that, you know, I'm giving myself love, or I'm being given love. Like the longing wants to give love and give love to myself, but also to the other, but also being given love. And it feels that when I get that, then I can kind of like flourish, like open up like a beautiful flower when that is available. So I can open my eyes now. But this seems to be vital for me to get some love, to be able to give love, and also to feel loved. I honor and love myself as well. So I honor and love myself. I'm being given love. I'm giving love, and there's like this comfort, like this softness that is so beautiful, and it's like really like a vital need for me to be able to step out and to flower like a beautiful flower. And so when I'm like this, I let the family come closer. They come closer. It's interesting because they actually do want to give me the hug, and it's kind of interesting that by giving me the hug, they're also receiving love. So they're giving love, they are receiving love. There's this like softness being exchanged. I feel a little bit tender, like I feel a little bit of a need to cry. It's not so much sadness. I guess it's part of the longing is just to kind of like vent the emotion. It's not necessarily from sadness, but it's somehow like venting the stress, like this accumulated stress where I have been holding on to not getting the love, like kind of like I was holding on to. It's almost like I was holding on to an empty cup just for the sake of surviving, or holding on to something and, for the sake of making it. But the cup was empty. There was nothing coming out to me to love me or to surround me. So I was just holding on to it, and like when this like substance comes from the cup now, like this love starts coming out of the cup. It's seriously, it's coming from those three sources. It's myself, the other person that is loving me, but also from me being able to give my love to somebody. So all three seem to be very important. So let's see. So when the family comes now and they embrace me, it's by embracing me, they're allowing their empty cup to be full suddenly, like to start spilling the love and connection. And it's the same thing, like they actually came first, reached out to me, gave me love. Now from that they can also receive, and from that they have the blessing and opportunity to give more. And so it's a very, very nice energy here. At the same time, there is a little bit of sadness, like where that stress is releasing as well. And there's something like there is more to this. There is like kind of like allowing that love and contribution also requires letting go of the barriers. So kind of like allowing the barriers, the boundaries to go down. And that is scary here. That is very scary because one could one could actually anticipate an injury or being let down or being hurt. So I just leave some time to this. It's really a very slow process of letting in, like it's kind of quiet and just letting some love in and letting go of the barrier, giving some love, receiving a little bit more, and again letting the stress, the sadness out a little bit, and letting more love in, letting a little bit more barrier down. And this is where the trust now is like challenged. Like I could do a little bit and I'm a little bit more, oh, it's so interesting because I'm still sitting like on the family, right? But I feel one with this one as well. The longing, but which was our authentic, our personal longing. So I feel that there is separation, but more like you know, like two different cells of the same unit. So I'm kind of like representing both. There's so much merging happening, and the issues are very similar. So in a way, they are going through the same kind of longing for connection and love, and being able to give love to somebody, but also having all those boundaries and barrier to receiving love. It's especially the receiving and letting go of the barrier. That seems to be very challenging. And it feels almost suffocating. So it takes time. This takes time. It seems like a process of like letting a little bit and then getting used to that, and then letting a little bit again and getting used to that, to kind of like develop a new trust. And this like holding onto the empty cup became so, it kind of like it became a habit, like it became a habit, a survival need, and like a survival need and a habit. Because like when I do that, like I feel like I have control. And when I am letting someone in, I'm letting go of the control. And it's scary. And I think now it's scary, and that's where the stress is accumulated from as well. So I can see like this is definitely available in the universe, in our relationships, but going through the process of like shaking off the trauma and letting a little bit love in, gaining the trust, and then going deeper, that is a process, and it requires patience, and it requires courage too, courage and determination, like, okay, I really want to do this. It possibly also requires knowing with whom one can allow it and with whom not. Even though like here, it seems like it should be possible with family. And another piece that is showing up is vulnerability. But vulnerability just about very basic things, you know, like really just saying, I would like to let more love in, and I would like to be giving more love as well. I would like that opportunity of that. And also vulnerability with self, where one needs to admit, like, where are still the ways where we criticize, where we shut ourselves down, where we kind of like lock our jaw and just go through something because it has to be some way, even though it's not connected to this loving exchange. But it seems like it's an expectation. And it needs to be done that way. You know, it's more from the expectations of society, or, you know, like how to look good. It's more about like the looks from outside, how to look good and look successful and smart and good and you know, like able to do many things. So so the vulnerability and the love is like very, very different. And by letting go of the barriers, one also has to be letting go of those expectations, and also expectation, especially of ourselves, to look good and be willing to be vulnerable and say, hey, you know, all I want for Christmas now is a little bit of love and connection. That's all. And maybe speaking up, maybe, you know, maybe love and connection is shown by a little present also. A certain present. Now, for some reason, I see a ring right now, so I don't know. I don't know whose that is, like the ring. Maybe it's symbolic for the connection and commitment. Yeah, but the connection and commitment is more like connection and commitment to patience, to letting this love love seed grow into a beautiful flower. So that's the determination. Somehow, like, that's much more important than anything else. Because when one like gives this, I was saying at the beginning, and it shows again, like, it's so vital to love the seed of love and let it grow and let it flower into whatever it's supposed to become. But the love and the three-way love is the nourishment. It's what's needed for that to happen. So I feel that the purple one can come step in now. So this was the inner knowing, inner peace, inner balance, inner grounding, inner confidence. That actually wants to step onto the longing. Wow, interesting. So it goes now here. So when I'm here, I see now myself more in a community. and I'm clear about my role in the community, like people are clear about my role as well. And we are connecting it's like I have my own space where I live, and I'm respected, and like my space and my role is respected, and just as I respect everyone else in their roles, in their family structures, or whatever their roles are in the community. And I feel peaceful here because like people know what they can count on me, and I know on whom I can count. And there are also people who are my family. But there's also, it's like it's interesting, like the family also knows how to respect my personal space, and they're like, sometimes they come over and sometimes I go over. But I don't see them too different from, it's interesting, like I don't see them very different from others in the community. I just see them, like there is this, like the way I'm looking at them, there is this fascination kind of knowing like, wow, I know these people from, you know, some of them, like the children from when they were born, and the elders when I was born, they were there, and there's like this fascination how their lives are evolving, and there's respect, mutual respect, and I don't feel here the expectations, you know, like I don't, it's very peaceful here. It's maybe because I already own, like knowing who I am and my peace, and speaking up for my needs and what I want to participate in and what I don't want to participate in. And somehow because of my inner peace, they seem to be respecting it as well. And I respect their needs, which may be different, you know, like they may be celebrating in certain ways. They may be doing things, having completely different kind of jobs. But it's not triggering me. Like I can still find moments where we can connect, but see, like we can connect just like maybe for a coffee or on a walk. Like it doesn't have to be the whole hoopla if I don't like their way of doing things, which may be a little bit more loud and a little bit more spending and showing and maybe gossiping, you know, like it's all right. I don't need to participate in that if that feels stressful. But I can still connect to them in ways where I'm able to just say like, oh, let's have a coffee, or let's have a tea, or let's go on a walk, and just we can check on each other to see how everyone is doing. And we don't have to talk about our opinions, but there's this very simple. It seems like the topics could be super simple, just about, you know, I missed you, I just wanted to know how you are doing. And I just wanted to spend some time with you. Without much talking, actually, without much talking. More like at the beginning, like when one just gets together and looks for ways of letting down boundaries, but also giving love and being loving to ourselves, which also means, you know, setting up boundaries at the same time too. When that exchange, like when the vulnerability is being threatened or abused, right? So it's a very gentle, very slow and a gradual process. And there is already inner knowing with whom I can do it. I'm not generalizing that one can do this with any with any member, yet one can do it with any member of the family. So how do I explain that? One needs to know, like, so here I feel I know with whom I can start and how much I can do with them and in what way I can do the exchange of love. But see, like, it's very interesting, like, it shouldn't be about expectations. It's really just this inner knowing and just hanging out with someone for a moment, for something very, very simple and for a very simple exchange. It's not about it's like it's devoid of expectations. So this is not connecting with them on holidays necessarily. It's not connecting on like birthdays necessarily. It kind of feels like funerals may be a good time to be like that. Be vulnerable and just like very simple. It seems like funeral is a good place to. Wow, that's interesting. It seems like people are more ready to drop into just a very simple exchange of very simple love. You know, I care about you, and I just wanted to connect with you for a moment. And I'm so happy that you're alive and that you are doing well in whatever way that is for you. And I wish you well. Okay, I'm ready now to look at the holidays. So when I have these two, the longing and I have my inner balance, my inner knowing with me. And I have my family now as well. And the interesting thing is, like, I have them however they are, with the little levels where they can be authentic and vulnerable and true. And it can be just a moment in time. And those are the moments that I feed my soul with, or I feed my cup of love with. And then I kind of like shut out the more of the chatter and the expectations and trying to appear as something. Like all that, I'm kind of like shutting that out, but I'm living for those little moments where anyone can be vulnerable. And it's interesting, like the funerals seem to be like the best place where people can connect to that. Because the external somehow, you know, is not as important, I guess, or not, like that's the moment where people maybe have more opportunity to connect with what is and stop for a moment running and pretending and, you know, like running their roles. And personas. So when I'm here, I kind of feel like, okay, holidays are around me. Holidays are around me. And there is a lot of running of the show, like many people are involved in that. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those little moments of vulnerability and being here and now. You know, it kind of feels so. It feels like the reason why I'm doing it is because it feels like, okay, holidays are around, and I can stay like in more like quiet, less doing, but more connected to what is it that I need, and it seems like a loving conversation with a friend or with any person that is kind and willing to be honest and vulnerable. That's what I'm looking for the most, actually. And at the same time, I also understand that I need to be giving that to myself as well. Like being really, really honest with myself. What is it that I want? And some things could be just, like maybe hot chocolate and really enjoy it, like give it to myself and really enjoy it. Or it could be going to a sauna for some reason. Or watching a nice movie. Like it could be like those small things, but doing them with awareness and understanding how they are filling that cup that has been empty, that I've been holding on to, like I need to fill it. And it's going to be filled with this like moments where I really enjoy the meal, I enjoy the drink, I enjoy anything. Like right now, like I enjoy this beautiful carpet even. And maybe my pet animal, maybe something that I created, maybe a good book, like any of that is filling my cup. And then, because my cup is now filling, I offer that to anyone who wants to slow down to that level. It's really like the brain wave somehow like slows down, the time kind of like slows down. Anyone who wants to go to that like a slower pace is welcome to do that with me. And you know what, like it can show up anywhere. Like if I keep this frequency, like this slow down, even though everyone is running around and they have to prepare the show and all that, and it's okay that they do it, but even there will be moments, if I come with this frequency that is kind of like lower, slower, more present, I think that there will be people even from that craziness who will come and fill their cup with me for a moment. It really feels like short moments. I don't know. But those short moments is what is going to make the holidays worth living, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. Like it seems that the seed in them will be touched and nourished. And because of that, they will recognize the seed. They will recognize the seed in them. Somehow it feels that my job is then done. Yeah, like if other people are able to stop for a moment from that crazy movement and they touch their own seat, like somehow it feels for me really fulfilling, and I feel that I gifted them something special, even though they got a lot of gifts maybe from others. But I feel that that little conversation or connection is what this was really about, or what is going to be memorable, and what is going to make a difference in their life, also in my life, because as I'm giving myself that love, right, and appreciation, that like awareness, I have a need to kind of like transfer it to others as well. Because like for my flower to flower, the more people start, what is it called? Sprouting, the more loving the environment, or the more nourishing or supportive the environment becomes. So the more I can let go of holding that empty cup and the resistance of letting love in. So this is all a process. And so the holidays are actually, I see it now as the opportunity for me to go inward, and also for me to get this like grounding. Like now I want to come here with all of it together. So me becoming like an anchor for my family and for my community, and kind of like giving little opportunity for others also to start anchoring into inner knowing and more love, and more like slowing down, more presence, more exchange of love, like knowing what one needs, and also giving or being present, and also offering something to others when they are vulnerable and open to receive. For some reason I need to go here one more time like this. Okay, so now I'm looking again, and I see like everyone kind of like running. And so all I'm doing is like I'm holding this slower frequency. Just kind of like deeper, calmer. And you know, I am staying home. It seems like I'm staying home quite a bit, because otherwise, like I will be pulled into that drama and into that energy. So by being home and like using maybe fire, just you know the calm time with a nice book, with meditation, with my journal, I can keep this frequency. And the more it feels in me, like this love and awareness about my own needs and my barriers, the more I am aware of what is it that I'm looking for when I go out there, it keeps me anchored more. It keeps me stay longer time in that balanced state, in that anchored state. So now when I have that, I feel like I can now go out. And the funny thing is that I can even pretend for a moment, kind of like joke, you know, and maybe do it a little bit with someone just for the fun of it. And then I need to go back to my center again. So now I'm not home, I'm at somebody else's place, but I just find my spot where I can be calmer. And then if others come to me, you know, so it almost feels like people will recognize this like pace and this like lower, like a slower pace. And they will come to me to do this exchange that I was talking about. And then they will go back. So I need to find my place where I can anchor myself and just observe. And then it gives the opportunity to someone to come to me and have some exchange. And it could be even that more people show up and a little group starts building, and that whole energy actually calms slowly down. And then it feels like that way they can come to my house now as well, because they now understand that with me things are going slower. It's going to be simpler. But the conversations will be more loving. It's not that we will be talking about love, but like the love is going to be growing in that cup. Yeah, because like one will be expressing, you know, feelings or expressing, you know, vulnerably, and also letting down those boundaries. And I just see, like now I see Joanne for some reason, but I see, you know, just a little hug already will make a lot of difference from this space. And there is like total stillness now. I still had this similar feeling, like it's been here from the beginning of releasing the stress in form of maybe weeping or sighing or shaking. But still, like the other thing about that feeling, that's like sadness, is that, you know, one doesn't have to look for reasons why it's there. It's there because this seems to be like the time of the year where one has the opportunity to let go of the stress through self-care, through slowing down, even though everything is like on speed right now. So instead of trying to find, you know, some explanations why it's there, let's just be with that, and let's just, you know, welcome it and understand that this is the time of the year maybe where this is our job, to sit with that, to communicate with that, to let go of some stress, giving ourselves some love, allowing others to step in if they fit that frequency of slow energy and vulnerability and like simpleness, no complex doing things, because it seems like everyone has their ideas how it should be, you know, and those ideas are kind of like a movie running in the head, how it should look like. And that is just busyness and, you know, like trying to accommodate that, it's not going to work for you. It will just make you more disconnected and more confused and unbalanced or ungrounded. So slowing down even more than usually right now is important to kind of like slow down that crazy chaos around. And it's going to be memorable for those who find you and connect to you during this time. I think that's it. I don't know, I just need to like turn around one more time. Oh, okay. I think the reason I'm turning around is just to acknowledge the ancestors. So it seems like that those are my mother's ancestors. These are my father's ancestors. And I just want to bow to them, however they had to deal with traditions and different times of the year, life itself. I just want to thank them for the opportunity to be here. I don't know who this is. I want to bow to them too. I don't know who they are. Oh, I think those are siblings, yeah, on the same level, siblings. So I'm bowing to my siblings, and you know, I give them the freedom to be however they need to be. If they want to connect with me, it will be the slow pace. Oh, okay. And so this is, remember, like this, I think, was the love that was building up. So I want, it's especially coming from the lineage of the mothers, of my mother, her mother, and so on. And I'm willing to love the gift of life that I got from them. And I'm willing to grow it, right? So it's that I see it again as the little seed, and it grows by me loving it in the first place, and then allowing others to love it, which can be challenging. And I felt a little chill, like even like from my mom right away. Yeah, so that acceptance of who she is, and that can be challenging. Like for some of us, you know, there may be chill if mom was not safe to be with when we were vulnerable. This is challenging, but despite that, I would like to have you try to be with that all, you know, be with that chaos, whatever she had to deal with, or whatever the one before her had to deal with. And so it's the same, like it's this chaos, you know, that these women were dealing with. And so just hold on to the seed, love your life, and just have that work itself out. By slowing down, by anchoring the energy here, that will also eventually slow down and adjust to this frequency. But it takes something. It takes patience, it takes determination, and yeah, and if it's too much, you know, you can always remove yourself and just bow to them. It's really not ours to solve their problems, but it's ours to nourish the life that we got from them and to be thankful for them. So this is now a safer distance. That is all right, you know. Just looking at the women now, like how much they had to deal with, like with the preparations, with, always it's like preparing the nest, right? No matter what was going on outside, if there was a war, if they had no money, they had to prepare something and appear okay anyway. And for many it was probably very challenging. So however they figured it out, you know, I'm just appreciative, and I have to find my place now where I can feel peace and where I can nourish this love. And this was the greatest gift they could ever give me. And nothing more, nothing less, really. Okay. Okay, this is a good spot now. So, this is a good spot now. Yeah, I think I would like to leave it here. Okay, let's see. Did this connect to what we were talking about? Anyone, would you like to? Oh, look at this.
I will say something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What I gathered from it, remembering the memories of my ancestors, my mother, grandmother, aunts, etc., the big celebrations and, you know, all the families getting together. I haven't done that for many years. So it's basically, instead of me looking at Netflix, watching all the happy families, you know, on TV, Netflix, all the celebrations and the getting engaged and the big coming together as a party and the miracles, that I need to go out and just create my own miracles. Like you said, being centered and going out and finding my tribe and participating and going to lighting ceremonies, etc., and creating my own tribe. And I don't have to go out where the crazy people are and all, like you said. So it's like creating your own miracle instead of watching it on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Putting yourself out there with your love.
Becoming clear what is it you need and go for it. Like what is it that will grow that love in your cup?
Yes.
And that go for it.
And then pick and choose who and where and how, what it looks like. And that's a good point. Yeah. We get to choose. So it's like miracles on 4th Street. Be our own
very
miracle.
Simple.
Yeah, we can be the miracle.
Yeah, but yes, and it seems to be like very, very simple, like a simple version that it's going to satisfy and make, you know, like it didn't look like you need to have fireworks to make it count. It looked more like just like a very authentic conversation, even a short one.
Yes.
Where both people are kind of like touched and, you know, go on, or maybe stay. The group grows around you. You know, that was interesting. So
That was,
why did you, like, I saw you at the end for some reason, like towards the end.
did you? Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
like I had your image in front of my eyes. I didn't know like how.
You were doing ancestors, and I
Before I did the ancestors.
before the ancestors. Oh, the
Yeah,
vision.
I think that was when I was talking about like going out, even though like that is happening, like just ground yourself first and then go out. I think it was around that moment. So I
Oh,
think, yeah, it's true. You got that connection. You said you have to go out and create your own miracle.
yes. And it
Yeah,
was
interesting.
also like picking and choosing. Like I've gone out and I've gone to big events and crazy people and Christmas lights and the parades and the drunks and the whatever. And then I've also done Christmas lighting ceremony in some church, and we all are holding little candles. And, I mean, so it's like picking and choosing what we actually want to participate in. And then also I recognized with your ancestors, my own family, women, with the huge dinners and all the people and all the whatever I was presented with as a child. So all of those memories, but it's like creating new memories and thanking them for all of what I had, and now just creating new, period. Very nice, dear. I totally appreciate it
Oh,
all.
good, good,
Very.
good. Who connected to the ring? Anyone connected to the ring?
I
Getting a ring?
had some insight, but I won't share it until after Christmas.
Okay, okay.
It's connection of love of two people that I feel that may happen, something may happen. It's nothing to do with me, but the ring is a connection of, we pass the ring and we both hold on to the ring, right? It's like sharing the ring. But I do have an insight, but I won't share it till after the holiday.
Okay,
But
okay.
I did have a hit.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh, good, good, good.
Okay, dear.
Okay.
Keep smiling. This was very touching and very, I think it helped everyone. Thank you.
It did have like a little like melancholy, through it though,
Uh-huh.
so be okay with that. Don't see it as anxiety. I think it's just the energy of the whole
Yes.
season. So don't see it as anxiety, people. Like really like try to be with that. It's just calling you more inward.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The time of
Yeah.
light and as Rita was talking about shadow work, it's kind of like then going inside and accepting that shadow and just being you and sitting with your hot chocolate. It's all okay. That too.
Mm-hmm.
And all the time of people committing suicide and being alone, and all the negative part of that is sitting in front of your own little bonfire or holding your own little candle and just, what do you want to create? Like
Yeah.
standing in that and feeling all the energies of it, but getting back into yourself.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to have 5,000 people around you. Anyway,
Interesting.
yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Disconnecting from the
Share.
drama is absolutely the perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God. The whole thing was so powerful, especially for me towards the middle, when you were in the middle of the carpet and you were doing that thing about inner turmoil, like that was me. Fortunately, after we finish, I'm off to the shower. so that's perfect timing. I need to rinse off a lot of stuff. So thank you.
Okay. Good, good. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. There were some comments here. Okay, I think Arina said she had to leave in a few minutes. She liked it. It was beautiful. She was able to relate what we were talking about, that it is exactly how it's happening for her family and community. Okay, great. Jessie said she felt really connected, especially the last bit. And Meher said, yes, very informative, that I need to step up to find the peace for my baby to feel she's perfect. Yeah. All right, anyone else?
This is Janine.
Yes.
It was such a gift for me because I'm in such a different space, and I'm normally the one in my family that sweeps in arms full of presents, lady bountiful, you know, over generous to everyone, and then sweeps out. And I'm not in that place now. And I thought, wow, I can be a gift. I'm going up to my brother's place, and I'll be there for 3 weeks, and I'll be in service to my mom to give him a break. And I thought, oh, I could go in and be the quiet, grounded one, which is not my norm. And it was like, wow, your gift to everyone this year could just be coming in and holding your space, holding your serenity, holding your peace amidst all the chaos. And I thought, what a greater gift. And it is a shift for me from, along with all the other shifts going on. So
Oh, beautiful.
yeah, I thought, wow, you can be a gift just in your presence. You don't have to arrive with presence and add to all the, you know, the chaos, which was fine in the past, but I'm in a different spot now. And I thought, oh, that's my message. That was my takeaway.
I think it's still fun, you know? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, I think it's beautiful. And I would like to say to all the ladies, because I was watching all the comments and everyone was like, I'm waiting for my man too, and I'm waiting for my man. Just a little aside, I have a neighbor who lost her husband a little more than 2 years ago. And this is a woman who does not want to be alone. And this is a woman who now this year is putting herself out there and doing the work to find a partner. And I compared myself to her, and I thought, I don't do the work. I don't get out there and put myself out there I say I want one, but I'm sitting on my ass in my home waiting for him to materialize with the UPS guy. You know? So that's just a little something I thought, okay, ladies, because I love what Joanne said. Sitting at home and watching all the romance movies and Netflix doesn't serve us. You need to get out there and find your tribe. And in doing that, you'll also find that man, I believe.
I believe so too. Yes, because he will have similar interests, and that's how each of you can recognize each other.
Right. So anyway, so blessings to all. This was a huge blessing to me, and I thank you and everyone else participating. Thanks, sweetie.
Thank you for showing up today. So good to see you again.
It's great to be back.
Meher, did you want to say something?
Yeah, first I want to thank you, sweetheart. You're such a blessing to us. I know you were the first one I came on the Facebook. And then I want to say, thank everybody, and Janine. A big hug to you, my friend. She is so sweet and so caring, and and she kept reminding me, she's the one I connected with. If she hadn't told you, I wouldn't have found the place to connect with you all. And so thank you, Janine, and also holding my daughter, because I kept thinking about her, and I did finally get the message that she just needs for me to tell her she's perfect. Yeah, she's doing a good job. So thank you, Janine. You bring tears to my eyes. Thank you. Keep doing the gift work. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Yeah. And Rita, a big hug to you and everybody.
Yes. Thank you so much, Meher.
Thank you.
Rita, did you want to say anything? Rita may be busy. Let me see. Anyone else? Let's see. Jessie, did you want to say anything? Yeah, she said, echo the comments made. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, my dear ones. So happy holidays. Stay anchored. Stay loving to yourself in the first place. So then others who have the same needs of love and connection will be able to recognize your energy and connect with you so that the love can grow and that people can flourish instead of pretending. So thank you so much for showing up. I love you and stay connected.
Love
Until
you
the next time.
too. Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Bye bye.
Bye.